Yo, yo, yo. Hey, whoa, Tony, it's hard to see you now with this monitor. So we are upgrading in the world on Continuous Outrage,
That's
episode
mean.
54. Wait,
you mispronounced 37.
I'm sick of this.
I don't care.
So
It is
hundreds of
53,
episodes
actually.
from now, I'll still be
We
saying
messed
it.
up last week. It's 53.
This is 53?
Yeah.
Okay, so 53 part due. Can we see everybody on that?
Yeah, we can. So
Okay.
we have Tim, Brad, Dakota, and Jake. You got a little taller.
Got a little taller, a little meaner,
A little balder.
a little balder. No, this is Jason. He is the earliest that he's ever been to the show because he's on it today.
Also, because of that, we're not going to have anyone on Twitch today, maybe other than Eli.
So, as usual, we have a jam-packed show. We've had an extensive pre-production meeting for the last 8 minutes or so.
Speak for yourself. I was playing 40K.
That's fair. I personally wouldn't mind talking about some contrast paints. I'm super excited about those. We have a price now.
Yep.
There's also Forge World paints coming, so you missed out on all this while you were playing.
Yeah.
What enlighten me because we were talking about it earlier. What's the difference between the Forge World paints and the rest
No,
of the
it's
paint
just their
range?
own range.
They have other colors and everything. They also
Okay.
have they have metallics. The color paints that just go on like straight up metallic.
Hi,
Like,
Eli.
like take
Okay.
the old Thousand Suns, like the old metallic red.
Yeah.
They have that paint. You just put it on and there you
That's
go.
okay. That's
That's the one that you were thinking
Yeah,
about.
I was trying to get.
Scions.
I wanted. Yeah. But then I had to end up making my own.
And your life is easier now. That
Oh
you
yeah,
can-
it's a lot easier.
Well,
But
that could come. What kind of paint is it? Is
It's
it,
just acrylic paint.
I believe.
but
I believe they
is it
have
for
an-
like basing or
they have an
layering?
air?
Or
They
is
have
it a
all
shade
different.
or-
They have
I've not
different kinds.
seen-
Okay.
I've not seen anything from the Forge World.
Yeah, they have their own. I remember Ted told me about that like a year ago. He's like, "Yeah, the Forge World paints are coming over." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, Ted." And now it's true. They told me today they're like bringing Forge World paint over.
Is that launching with contrast paint?
Yeah, it'll be launched the same day.
Wow.
Are you gonna have them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah. So we carry. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, they told me today, so that means it's fair game.
Okay.
I actually watched a video about it this morning, so like other people are leaking it. So we're just talking about leaks, right?
Yeah, we're getting a brand new paint rack to accommodate all the additional paint, the contrast and
Yeah,
the force.
yeah. I
So
saw
we
that.
we carry the entire paint range.
Yeah.
So whenever they do an update like this,
They send you a new rack.
yeah. I'm excited about it. I think it's 60 new paints overall.
Wow.
Yeah. So between the Forge World and the contrast stuff,
The 36 and
some things are.
huge advancement as far as painting goes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, a lot of things are dropping off that they have now too. So like they have the 4 glazes. They're getting rid of all those. So
Getting rid of the glazes?
You don't really need a glaze anymore when you have the contrast paints.
I guess
They're
that's
essentially
true.
a glaze.
Kind of. Glazing is how you do like the Grey Knight armor, and I'm not sure. You
I watched
get
a guy
that
do that today with
contrast paints.
yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then.
It's
Main
about
concern over.
it's about how you use them, and now they don't need to put resources into making paints.
Oh,
that
yeah,
the
of
And all,
course.
contrast can
and
just
all you
it,
need
of
to do
course.
is put a little bit of the medium, the new contrast medium, and it turns right into a glaze.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think I saw a video that was talking about that too. So yeah.
I literally watched him do a Grey Knight today, which is funny to use that example because
Nah, well,
actually when I was just at home.
You can also thin it down with the medium, the thin contrast down to the medium, and put them through an airbrush.
Ooh. I wonder.
It's
That's
from
weird.
the things I've seen. It's like a
thin.
tent.
They're already
right?
so thin.
No,
Well,
I get
they
that.
don't.
But why would you?
don't get the
airbrush
contrast effect because you tint the surface. So you change
Okay.
the surface because they're so highly pigmented.
it? Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So they
That
were
could
doing
be
it
handy.
over. I just watched it earlier. They did like the Blood Angel red over a gold base, and it came out really like red apple, like
For
Candy
with,
apple red
with,
type.
with an airbrush.
Yep.
Andrew's asking how often we get new paint. We can, if there's something specific you need, we can order it and normally have it. Depends on the time of the week you order it, but normally less than a week.
How often you get? Yeah, I mean, it really just depends. We usually paint's one of the ones that we usually are able to keep totally in stock, and as long as it's in stock with the manufacturer, we can get it in 2 days.
2 days.
Typically, I mean,
Okay.
unless you ask me for it on a Thursday, then I can't get it till probably the following Wednesday at the earliest. But as long as I know, Patrick, thanks for joining, sir.
Yeah. And then as far as
Yeah,
like,
our
the
dad's watching.
contrast
We
and all
found
that, all that should
found
be
you.
releasing on the 15th.
Yep, the whole new rack
yep.
is up and live and fair game on the 15th.
Good. I got some Marines
we
to
are
finish.
we are going to be putting up a pre-order form. Is that going to
It's
be?
up.
I think it's already
It's live.
live.
It's live.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
good.
excited. I saw the prices, and it's out there.
Awesome.
I don't have the prices for the spray, but I mean, I can only imagine they're going to be.
$20.
I put on there. We expect between 17 and 20.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'll be 17 like the other primers.
Probably.
Jason, what's your plan for the contrast?
I plan on stripping my entire Marine Army and redoing it.
I've thought about that.
I really like the way it looks.
What are you
I
doing?
thought
then?
about that, but it's
Well, I'm
just
gonna do them the same color. It's
Yeah.
just the way the contrast paint works. It looks so much better than what I've done.
yeah,
looks great.
exactly.
Well,
no.
and it's easier.
Well, how'd you
right? Like,
how'd you
easier.
prime them? What,
I primed them all black
well,
before.
yeah, I did the same thing. What primer did you use though?
Well, the cast black.
Was it
what-
the Chaos Black in a can?
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Jason
The-
uses
the Lowe's
definitely
primer
uses
that's
chaos.
99 cents a can.
He definitely uses Chaos Black from Acropolis Games. It's definitely what Jason uses.
or that. Since I can buy 20
from
cans
Acropolis
for the same price.
See, I'd be worried about the contrast paints on that though, because isn't there more texture to that than like the
from
other
what I
primers?
understand,
Thank you, Tony. That's very
From
helpful.
what I understand, the contrast paints have to go over a light
what's a
primer.
zero? Is that like?
And
In order
from
to
what I
get the
understand-
contrast
right.
effect.
And from what I'm also seeing from a different couple videos online is that you can use any light primer, but you're going to get different effects based on what
Yeah.
primer you use.
Yeah, the
So
different
whatever
color.
primer you use, you will change your color just by changing the primer.
Yeah, there's a number of things I want to try. I'm actually kind of excited. I've got a bunch of gray Dark Angel bikes in the back, a bunch of Ravenwing stuff that hasn't been touched
no, the
since
sorry,
I got it. And
someone
I'm
on
kind of
Twitch-
excited to use it for black and white. I think it'll be interesting.
Someone on Twitch asked, "Is it going to be sold at the Forge World price?" I don't assume so. Do you have a price point on the Forge World
They
paints
are
yet?
they are depending on what their what bracket they're in. So what I mean by that is like if they're a base or a shade, they're the same price.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's
so if
that's
it's a
fantastic.
shade or an air paint, it's the same price. So
Are
all
they-
the air paints
are they
are going
dropper
up in
bottles?
price.
Oh, they
No,
really?
none of it's dropper bottle. It's all pops.
No, I didn't know if they were like.
Nope, there's no dropper bottles.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
they're
thought
staying-
the
staying in
Forge
the
World
pots.
ones were like bottled differently.
They may be, but everything's going to be the same on the new rack.
Awesome.
So like all the texture paints, so like the Blizzard, the Valhalla Blizzard and
Yeah.
the Armageddon Dunes, all those are going. The term texture is going away, and they're all going to be technical paints.
Okay.
So like they're now and they're getting rid of the edge, too. It's all just layer.
Okay,
You know what I mean? So there's like 5 or 6 edge paints that will just be layer paints.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's I
makes
think all
sense.
the Forge World paints have a air counterpart.
equivalent.
Yep, and all the air paints are going to be in the same bottle as the contrast paints, from what I understand.
The 18,
Oh, so they'll be a
the
little bit
18
bigger.
ml.
Okay.
I think it's 24 mil.
That's the shades.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's-
750. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
okay.
a little bit smaller than the
Yeah,
shades, a little bit bigger
they're
than the other
medium
ones.
sized
Okay.
pot. So they're bigger than the bases and layers, but smaller than the
Yeah.
shades.
My dad says he's watching you, Brad.
I'm glad you got to see me, Steve.
Yeah, he'll love that. Let's see. So
Hey, so how many games for the league have been? Because it only just
as far as I know, there have been 2 games played, and they
That
were
it?
both by Jason.
really okay.
Yeah, I haven't done any of mine yet.
we gotta set our game up.
Well,
Yeah,
he
we
was
do.
trying to have 3 games done. The league, okay, for you guys that don't know, the 40K league started yesterday, and Jason was trying to get 3 of his 5 games done by today.
Wow.
Oh, hey,
And
almost
there's
I would've.
4 weeks left. He'd just be doing like nothing.
I would have, except for somebody.
Do you
had to,
guys play?
I
You
think
two-
so.
I thought you did too.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
and I played this one too.
You what?
Jakey.
Oh yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Okay.
How does he get to play Jakey, but I don't?
Dude, that's how pairings worked. They just happened.
How did I have to play him?
I don't know.
Our game was wild. It was a lot of fun.
So was ours. It
I
was
wish I
super
could have
good.
watched your guys' game.
You could have had you not left.
Well, I had to go.
Why?
I had to read a book to my son.
You could have done that after this.
He's asleep afterwards.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Is today officially 1 month, or is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. He's,
Tomorrow, he's a month.
almost a month old. So really, I don't think it makes a difference if he's awake or asleep.
It does. It makes a difference to me. Makes a difference to me.
I know that that's fair.
Go home.
That's
wake
fair.
him
What,
up
what, did,
whenever.
what did you
Doesn't
read him?
matter.
It was called "Love You Forever."
That's amazing. I love it.
Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Comments. Just Eli in Twitch.
Hey, hop on Twitch and talk to us.
Hop on Twitch.
Be
Okay,
just like
so-
normal.
So this past weekend we had the Memorial Day. obviously, right? But that also included the Bay Area Open.
BAO.
The BAO is one of the bigger 40K
Bow.
events out
Where's
west.
Chuckles when you need him? Bow.
I'll never forget the first time I saw that. I was like, "Bow, what the hell?" Oh, the BAO. Okay, I gotcha. So that was it a 200 person event, or was it just under 200?
I know it was the largest they've had. I want to say it was around 200.
Okay, and it was a GT, right? So anything
major.
over
Yeah,
a
it's
major's
a
the
major
biggest.
at that
Major's
point.
the biggest, right? Because you got to have five.
What is the
rounds.
brackets for that? Do you have? Is it a major after 50?
After 58.
58.
That's such a weird cut. And then Sigmar is like 45 or something like that. It's just it's weird how they
Yeah.
because
Anything.
Sigmar's a smaller game
Yeah.
or a smaller community, but that's changing quickly.
At least I think it is. It's on the LVO or the ITC frontline.
Yeah,
site.
it's all on the ITC page.
But 58, I believe, is a major. I think 30 is a GT, and then everything else is an RTT.
Yeah, and there's something to do with you have to have 5 rounds for both of those to be counted.
Yes.
Because it would be an RTT if you only had 3 rounds, even if you had 200 players.
Right.
You wouldn't want to do that, but there's different
Man,
stipulations.
5 rounds. That's
From what I've heard, like 6 rounds really is kind of what's required when these events get bigger.
BAO was 8.
They cut.
rounds.
8 rounds.
So how did that work in not being 9?
It had to do with the cutoffs. From what I understand, it was 8 rounds.
Okay.
think it was-
yeah, because LVO, I know it's the same format as LVO,
Yeah, same
right?
format. It might have been 9, but I
What
think I
was-
heard it was 8.
What was the winning list?
I think it was guard, or not guard, but it was an Imperium list. I think.
It
right?
really was a
Imperium
custodes
soup.
list.
It was
really.
Custodes,
Custodes.
Catechin, and Graya Admac.
That's right. That's right. He had a knight too, didn't he?
Jeff in control.
And then it was Eldar after that, right?
Second place, because it was win-loss bracket
Yeah.
for the finals, was Jim Vessel.
Okay.
Jim's an amazing player.
Did he beat him head to head?
Yes.
He did beat him head to head.
Yes. Then, in fact, that last game was streamed. They did a post-interview. Jim has been destroying people
Ever
up-
since Adepticon,
ever
right?
since
Yeah.
Adepticon. Actually, a little
Is-
bit before Adepticon, he won Michigan GT as well.
Is he still
Oh,
running
did he really?
GSC?
Yeah,
Okay.
even with his loss to me.
Oh, you beat him at the Michigan GT?
I beat him
That's
at the
cool.
Michigan GT. It was a really close game, though.
Is he playing a very similar list?
Yeah, very similar. Still Chaos Soup.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh, he was the demon player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and who was it that played Gene Stealer Colt at Adepticon?
Juice.
That's Juice.
Juice.
Yeah.
Okay, I had them flip flopped.
And Juice lost to Jim at Adepticon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, his demon list at Adepticon was
His demon list is amazing.
Yeah,
Does he
it's
play
really good.
professional?
Really
I mean,
tough.
because he's literally he's from Canada.
He's from Canada.
and he's at all these major events. Like,
yeah, he does. I don't think he plays professionally.
You just
He's a really cool guy. I've played with him a couple times, and I've seen him a couple times. He just enjoys 40K. He just takes time off work and goes play.
cool,
He missed Glass City this year because he had to work.
bro. Really.
Yeah.
I the frontline guys, they got their podcast and they talk about how cool the guy is, and
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
and his army looks fantastic.
He's amazing.
Like,
Absolutely.
his
amazing.
his plague bearers are like probably the coolest plague bearers I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
I saw he was at 6-0. I thought it was over.
It must have been 9 rounds then.
Yeah, because he was 6-0, and then Jeff was 5-1.
Yeah,
before, but he was like third or whatever before the cut.
there was posts going around the internet really, really heavily right around round 4 where they wanted to see Brandon Grant and
I
Jim
saw that.
Vessel
They,
play.
They made an icon and didn't they have like a championship belt on them both?
Yeah.
I haven't heard much from Brandon in a while.
Well, he only plays out west, where Jim Vessel has been traveling.
Yeah, Jim's been everywhere.
Brandon Grant only plays out west, and he's playing pure guard right now.
Brandon lost, I believe it was round 4 or round 5, because both of his Night Crusaders blew up in the backfield in his guard list.
Really?
No.
I thought he was playing pure
That would
guard.
hurt.
I thought
Yeah,
his
that
list was
hurts a lot. D6 mortal wounds, man.
Yeah.
Well, not only that,
That's what I heard. I heard it was both Knights
that's
blew up.
that's wild.
I wonder if they chain reaction on each other.
That would be wild.
That would have been a bad game.
I was about to say, that would
No, at
suck
that point,
twice as hard.
I'm wondering like why are you? Why is the other knight that low when you have another knight that's like within explosion
That's
death
true too.
possibility?
Hey man, sometimes the objectives require it. Is okay. Eli says
but
on
it takes
Twitch,
a
is there
lot
a
to drop a knight. Like you gotta commit to it.
yeah? Is there a pro
I
40K
love
circuit?
knights lately.
Thought it
I
was
love
just a collection of nerds playing games at different places. It kind of is, but like the ITC is trying to trying to meld it together. The problem is like there's different kind of regional factions, right? Like Adepticon does their own thing.
There's
Out west is the ITC, Nova, and what you call in the east.
there's 5 really major events
Mm-hmm.
in the United States. There's BAO, the Bay Area Open, which just happened.
Was just this weekend.
LVO, both of those are Frontline and Reese.
Yep.
Those are really good events. He does a great job at them, but again, they are straight ITC.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like ITC, and that's
Yeah.
Adepticon is ran by the Adepticon guys. They've been together for 13 to 15 years. They're a really good bunch of guys, but they like to do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so their missions are different away from that. And then you have Nova, which is Mike Brandt. Mike does an amazing job with Nova. I think his missions are too complicated, but when you get 500 people and you get a great turnout every
doing
year,
something right.
You're doing something right.
Yep.
The 5th one is coming up in this July, and that's the American Team Championships, which I believe we currently have 400 teams signed up for, which are 5-man teams.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's
I might be
wild.
wrong. It might be 300, but it's
It's
quite
a lot of
That's
people.
still a crap load of people.
It's a lot of people. I watch signals from the front line, the ITC guys, Reese and those guys a lot. Apparently, all these events are just going nuts. Like these major events, like Reese missed Adepticon because he didn't get his ticket like within the first 15 minutes, and it was gone.
I was waitlisted for Adepticon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were able to get on though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's a 256 player cap.
Yeah.
Now, are they going to be? Will they expand that in the future, or are they set with that?
Well, this was their biggest event that they've ever done.
Oh yeah,
their
they
largest
had
turnout.
They had over 100 on the wait list.
That's insane.
The Adepticon, I believe they are in contract with the Renaissance for a few more years.
And they do not want to lose Adepticon.
No, I mean
That's
Well,
a
they had
they have like
They-
over 4,000 people turn up, I believe.
it's bigger than that. They broke 10,000 last year.
That's crazy.
Okay.
They have all 3 of the halls filled.
Yeah, because it's not just 40K. I mean, there's
No.
there's Kill Team, Legion. I know Legion was the biggest it's ever been. That was the biggest Legion event ever.
Yeah.
This year.
Graham says, I am mesmerized. This sounds so professional. It makes me confused. Tony, be proud.
I'm proud.
I'm proud.
I'm very proud of myself.
No, but they also have like the hotel sells out every year. The entire second floor, 2 additional smaller halls are sold out. Like the place is just
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like
jam-packed.
a lot of videos. Like people are playing games just in the hallways.
Yeah.
Like it's just not.
I'm super
We've
pumped
got to
for,
go this year. Like I don't know because you don't even have to pay to get into the venue, right? You can just walk. From what I've heard, you can just walk in and see what's going on and
right. You need a badge to actually participate.
to play, but you can just walk through
Yeah.
the vendors and.
But they have seminars going all 5 days, painting seminars, tactics seminars, 40K seminars, Age of Sigmar, anything.
I really like how they structure it too. The first 2 days are the Sigmar team championships and the 40K singles, right? And then the second 2 days they flip that.
Yes.
So like the whole 256 player field plays on Thursday, right? And only the top 16 make it to day 2.
Correct.
So if you don't make top 16, you've got the rest of the weekend to do whatever you want. You know
well,
what I mean?
more than likely, if you're playing in the champs, you're also playing in the team
Yeah,
event.
which that's the main draw from what I understand.
That is
for
the main
Adepticon,
draw.
right?
That is probably the best event that they run.
right.
It's a great event. On Friday, however, if you don't make the top 16, they have the friendlies, they have the long
There's
war
narrative
doubles.
and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
There's other
Okay.
stuff you can plan. Where is Adepticon? It's,
Schaumburg, Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's just right outside Chicago, right?
It's in Schaumburg. It's basically Chicago.
I cannot believe we haven't gone yet.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
that
it's-
far away for us.
No,
Well, I mean, but also, not getting your ticket within the first 15 minutes.
do you
it's
know when
rough.
those go on sale? Because June 1st
November.
is. It is November. Okay.
November. It's
Don't
usually
let
the.
me forget.
I won't.
Yeah, we'll try for that.
Because I mean, I
Also,
can
I need
totally.
to go to Glass City this year. Like,
Yeah, you guys
why,
need to go to
why
Glass
have
City.
Yeah,
why
we-
have
we
the
will
three
be-
of us not gone to
we
Glass
will be
City?
at Glass City this year.
I got to finish painting.
You guys need to get your tickets early for
That's-
that too.
that's
'Cause
fair.
we sold out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When,
100 person
limited on
event.
space,
When do
right?
yours go on sale?
We'll probably go on sale somewhere around August, September.
Yeah, let me
Probably
know.
after
Be a good
Nova.
birthday present.
Well,
Oh.
My birthday's in April, bro.
Yeah, I know. Mine's in August.
the
No,
contrast paints, we can get all of our stuff battle ready. Too.
Oh man, I'll tell you.
See, the unfortunate thing is like AdMech does not go well with contrast paints. At least not on Skitarii. There's so many tiny intricate details. Like
That could be fine.
No, I don't know.
Mike, did you look?
Maybe on the robe.
You need to look into contrast paints, Mike, because they are insane. I am super excited.
Who's that 777 guy?
What, Ron, what does that mean? You guys are a real podcast.
I don't-
This is
yeah,
episode
I-
53.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like,
What's different today? From
yeah, I
other-
have no
We've been going
idea.
for a full
I'm so
year, is that it?
confused.
Well, no, it's because now we have the monitor.
But
Yeah.
they don't
How does he know that?
They do know. We're not sitting here looking at our phones.
There were
except
some
for,
good
That's
comments
fair.
last week that we missed because we didn't have this monitor.
Yeah,
we
most of
would've
them were
had it,
from
right,
me.
Brad?
Huh?
We could have had this last
Yeah,
week.
if you just asked about it.
You just asked about. What'd you say, Jason?
So most of them were from me.
Right, right. So, well, Eli, man, if you want to go, I am Jason. I'm Eli.
Yes, Medieval Times is there. We go every year, usually on Friday, because I usually crap the bed and don't make day 2.
they have incredible food.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's so good.
We haven't been in years. but,
my wife pays the extra, like
Yes,
15,
Mike.
20 bucks, and we sit front row.
That's cool. See, like, like the main events are fun to go to, and just to see everything going on, but just to be able to hang out for the weekend too. You know what I mean? And just do like.
quick personal question: what's your wife do while you go to Adepticon?
She has a blast.
Really?
Usually on the days where I'm playing, she goes to the astronomy,
Oh, she goes with you.
Yeah, she
Okay.
goes. Yeah, she goes to the
Cool.
different museums, the
Okay.
planetarium, the
Okay.
aquarium. She goes to the pool because the kids love to swim.
Yeah.
So she just goes around
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then if I don't make top 16, which has happened quite often, we was 17th one year. I'm so upset.
That is awful.
We do. They have escape rooms there. Those are a
Okay,
blast
yeah.
if you've never
That's
done
cool.
those.
Yeah, I've never done one. I've always wanted to. though.
Yeah.
And we usually do Medieval Times every year because it's amazing, and
Yeah.
they change the story about every 2 years. So
Okay, cool. Well, it's been so long since we've gone. So, all right, cool.
Yeah, I really have been looking into. I'd love to go to the LVO. If the ticket is only, even if it's $100, like I think it's worth
no,
it.
the event ticket I think is only like 50 to 80.
Okay,
That's not
well,
bad.
because then like that goes from Thursday to Sunday, or no,
Don't
no, it's
they
Friday
have
through Sunday.
don't they have like tickets for so many days, and then they also have like single day tickets?
Well, if you're playing in the 40K event, it's 6 rounds. It's Friday, Saturday,
Okay.
and then the top 16 or whatever,
Top 8 in LVO.
whatever it is, that's Sunday.
Yeah, they play their three games on Sunday. So we're pretty sure we're not going to be in the top 8 in LVO.
Speak
so
for
like,
yourself.
hey man, I'm pretty confident I won't make the top 8.
I'll
in
be
LVO, but-
happy up until next chapter proof comes out. So
Hey, yeah, you'll be in the
Yeah.
clear.
so
I just think
I'm
that-
good for the rest of the year at least.
I think
Hey, you don't know what the next big FAQ.
That's fair, but I don't
has
know
to
if
say.
they'll unless they do something radical with that, which isn't out of the question.
well, to
but-
me, the big FAQ should never be used for like a whack-a-mole thing, right? Like
yeah,
something
well,
that's
right.
popped
It
up,
should
like-
only it should be for mass clarification of rules that have come out since.
Well, I mean,
Unless it's a massive
it is,
whack-a-mole,
it
but,
is
like,
a
we
good
don't-
time to errata things, though. Like something
right.
needs to be changed or toned down
That's true.
or tuned up.
that's true.
Like the big FAQs are a good spot
I
to do
thought
that.
this year's big FAQ was probably the most leveling of the, and I don't mean like devastating. I mean like
Okay.
it was like kind of we're really close, I think, to having a really good game.
It really shifted the scales to more of a
Right,
level
but like
playing
I think
field.
nobody in the world is saying, "Oh, they really hit the Castellan with something that was unfair." You know what I mean?
I
thought,
do not agree with you in that no
I
one is
think
saying that.
Well, okay.
In,
Nobody,
in fact, I have spoken to Travis personally where he's like, "That no, that's not fair."
I do think the 3-up invuln thing is fair. The
I agree.
problem is that Castellan was never an issue in a knight army.
well, yeah, I mean,
I-
it's
I mean,
in a knight only
sure.
army. I'm saying.
Well, me personally, I believe that the auxiliary super heavy should have been treated just like the auxiliary detachment. It should not get house traits. It shouldn't get access
I
to
agree.
relics. It shouldn't get access to
I agree.
stratagems.
that's actually a really good point. Yeah.
Because the reason why the Castellan needed the nerf was because of House Raven. 100%.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. The whole reroll ones, like any one for anything you roll for that night, that's insane to begin with.
Super.
And then you
powerful.
have the 3 damage calls wrath. That thing is nuts. But and then 3-up invulns and everything.
Well, the
It was
ability
just
to
so
cherry
insane.
pick and get all of the good things.
Well, on one
You know what I
model
mean? Yeah,
too. You're
like-
literally stacking your relic and your warlord trait and everything all on this
Yeah.
one model. Your stratagem, and since you don't have multiple House Raven models, it's like, all right, well, this stratagem I can only use once, I'm going to use it on this model every time because I don't have a choice.
So the BAO is the first post big FAQ major, right?
Correct.
So this is kind of the first glimpse into maybe even a new meta, where because he was using the like the medium Custodes tank, right? Didn't
He
he
had
have two of those?
He had two
Custodes
Calidus,
so good.
a Telemon,
They're so cool looking too.
two Calidus, a Telemon, Valdor, Terminators, Vex. He had 3 company commanders, a Wyvern, a Basilisk, some mortars, Ingeseers, and Arquebuses, and then the Assassin Stratagem.
It was a really cool list.
I
The whole
looked at it briefly.
guard taking a Basilisk and a Wyvern is so common.
Just
Like
one of
we're
each.
one
That's
of
what
each.
Brandon Grant
Yeah,
brings.
we're
He brings
seeing one of each happen so much because they're running the
artillery company.
the artillery one.
Where one of
what's
them
that called?
gets
The
to
Emperor's
shoot
Wrath.
Emperor's Wrath artillery.
Yeah, where you pick one and you make it shoot twice.
One or the other.
Yeah. You pick one of them and it shoots twice. You can also twin link it.
Yeah, and you can also use the stratagem to, I think it halves movement, and then you're not
Yeah.
allowed to fire Overwatch. Not that,
Oh,
I mean,
that's right,
I mean,
yeah.
Brandon Grant's got 9 Bulgrin. You know, what I mean, those things are meant to get shot at.
9
but
Bulgrin are an amazing distraction and Carnifex.
That was they classified as a bully unit, right? So like you put it in the middle of the board, and you're like, okay, either deal with it or don't.
And if you don't,
If you don't, it's going to do some things, and if you're shooting at that, typically you're kind of winning in that regard.
it's not easy to get rid of them. I don't care who you are.
Well, especially
They're
if you
not
go
easy to
second.
move.
If they're neg to hit and then have a
And-
2-up invuln,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like
Can they get to a 2-up invul?
No, they
No,
can't get to a
they
2-up
can get-
invuln anymore. They can get to a 2-up or a 1-up armor, and then the 3-up.
yeah, 1-up
invuln.
armor, and then you can have
save
3-up
with cover.
invuln.
Yeah, because there's that take cover stratagem where they get +1 to their
Yeah.
saves.
So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 up armor set. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
So-
wait, no, because that just gives them anyway.
But yeah, you can have them in cover. But yeah.
Oh,
you can.
Mike, this is Jason. He's a guy from Toledo. He's been coming to the store for how long now, Jason?
Did he actually spell your name
Is
right?
he coming up
years.
in 3 years?
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, even-
Yeah, it looks like he did. I don't believe it.
I bet he like
Incredible.
looked you up on Facebook first.
Probably, yeah.
So I can't believe that this was you guys' first time playing. Like
Andrew, how do you play 40K? That is a loaded question. You'll have to come into the store and we will walk you through it. I'm not
we
able
don't
to
have time to go over that now.
not able to answer that on the podcast.
Like you and I have played probably like 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah, we
Like,
played quite
but
a
I
few.
can't believe you've never.
Well, I don't play in the tournaments.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I played the-
he's
I played the
participated-
last
you
one as a
participated in
ringer.
leagues before though, right? And
Yeah,
you guys just didn't get paid.
Never
or,
crossed
paired?
paths.
No, he's scared of me.
Doctored the pairings.
Well, I really enjoyed our game today. I definitely didn't win, but I definitely made mistakes that I can. That's what I really love about 8th edition, that you can go back and say I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I stood no chance. I mean, I made mistakes and made the wrong choices. You know what I mean? And then
Well, not only that, but it's a league. You know, everyone's running. Hopefully, everyone's running more fun and
yeah,
try
not
stuff
super
out.
optimized. and-
Right. It's to have a good time. It's to further the store, further the community, get 40K going. It's not
I
about
enjoyed our game a lot as well, Eli.
it's not about destroying people.
No, I agree. I think that definitely gets lost. You know what I mean? And not just in 40K, but in our other hobbies that take place in this area. It always seems to be about like I've got to make this guy cry. It's like I don't even personally think small tournaments should be that way.
Oh, probably.
You know, like our Acropolis tournaments. Like I think you should show up to win every game you play.
I think. Well, I don't think our tournaments are that way anyway.
I don't
at least
think so.
in the
I
40K
don't
sphere
think so.
in which I play. Just because we have so many people who show up with some crazy lists that are kind of outlandish, but none of them are like cherry picked off the internet. You know what I mean? None of them are web listed.
Well,
So
every once in a while, I'm actually running a list to.
that's fair too. I do the same thing.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
we
when you
showed
showed
up.
up
We
to a
showed up
tournament.
at a tournament with
Yeah.
somewhat the same list last time, but I'm so we had someone show up with like I can't remember what they had, like a bunch of defilers and some other stuff you just don't see anymore.
Right.
So which was
I
really
really
cool.
still. I know I've said this many times. I think 8th edition is still an edition where you need to try things out.
I think that's the case for some things, but I think a lot of things you can look at and be like, wow, that's not really all that great.
Hey, my very first impression of the Lord Discordant, I like when I first looked at it, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's really doing it for me. But then when they FAQ'd it and gave it Legion traits,
yeah.
I was like,
did
oh,
they
I was
do
like,
that?
I honestly don't know.
I'm okay with it, but
Because-
it's kind
I
of a
was
weird.
like-
Because it would literally be the only Chaos HQ that didn't get a Legion trait.
Yeah, but it's also a vehicle,
But
That's
it's
fair.
It's also not.
not a vehicle.
It's
I mean,
not
but
an
it-
amazing. It's not a game winner
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah.
It is useful and it is probably one of the better units, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to win the game.
Well, not to mention when you're playing Chaos too, you really have to sit down and focus on what your bells and whistles are going to be. You don't have the ability to kind of pick all the cool things you can do with your book. You have to really kind of choose where you're going to be focused at as well, which is why I've had
Yeah.
such a hard time figuring out what I'd want
Did
to
you
collect
see
on
that meme?
Chaos.
It was Jim Vessel. It was Jeff Robinson and Peter Falcon, and it was like a meme. It was like, we've decided on what to nerf next, and it was Chaos.
Yeah.
That group you invited me to is hilarious.
Yeah, they're a great group.
But he was like, why is Jeff staring at Jim's ass? It's so funny. But I think Chaos is doing really well right now. Like now Chaos Soup.
Yeah, I was about to say
Right.
Chaos
No,
is like
there's
an overall
elements
faction,
of Chaos Space Marines in there, right?
not usually. There's elements
Um,
of Thousand Suns is what
that's-
you see generally, right? But
Well, believe it or not, they're making their way back in.
are they?
The Havocs are actually making a showing now.
Okay.
They're pretty good. There's a few lists out there that are running Rhinos and Marines and Noise Marines and Obliterators, and they're
That's cool.
doing well.
That's cool.
They're doing well. They're
Okay.
not doing
Steve, I'll answer your question in just a minute and let Jason finish his
amazing,
thought.
but they're doing well.
They're doing okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, it's always good to see stuff. I haven't seen a Noise Marine in I don't even know how long. But
I think you just got to try this stuff, man. It's like
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I like I said with some stuff. I think you're
Right,
right.
but the
I
edition
didn't-
was so reactionary. Remember, like initially, 8th edition was like, "Oh, those are good. Hit them, and we
Wow.
had to level it out. And then now people are kind of stuck in their ways.
yeah,
You
a
know what I
little
mean?
bit.
They're like, "Well, I know Eldar are good. I know for a long time I knew Yanari were good, so I'm not going to branch out and try." You were telling me how good Incubi are today.
Yeah,
You
Incubi
know,
are
I
really
don't
good.
own any Incubi yet.
I'm not sure. what they
Contrast
do,
paints
so-
maybe are going to make it easier.
Well,
to
they've
paint.
never been used
Okay.
because in Dark Eldar, witches are better,
Yeah. Okay.
but in Yanari, Incubi
Incubi
have
are
it
better.
space.
Okay.
They have like a witches Incubi type list would work in Yanari now.
That's cool.
That's what I was telling you. I think Yanari does have. I really haven't even studied the stratagems because I don't have the Yanari models built.
I looked at some of them. There, a lot of them are very just
they're
kind
not-
of copy
they're-
pasted
yeah.
from other
Eldar
areas.
They're
Ours
also
kinda play-
very melee focused.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
So
Steve,
I think
want to.
they largely was like, I don't want double shooting Reapers. I don't
They
want.
should
I don't
never
want
have.
you to
Right,
bring
that
it.
should have never
Don't
happened.
even
yeah,
bring Reapers.
that was insane.
Steve, our
4-point
Sigmar
Reapers.
tournaments are they're all over the
So
board. So
silly.
we've got a pretty good local community that's growing, right, Mike? I'm talking about a Sigmar community. So
Tony's gonna get into it too.
Maybe. Well, we'll see.
that a boy.
We'll see.
Hey, it's not a no.
Painted my model.
So our turnout is hit and miss. Sometimes we have 8 to 12. Other times we literally have 1 or 2. So I don't think I would advise coming down this Saturday unless you don't mind hanging out with just me. But we might have local guys come out.
Who the hell wants to
Get
do
the day
that?
I work this weekend. I'm not taking it off.
So I wish I could say we had 10 or 15 every time, but just not yet. We're working on it still. Our 40K turnouts are
it is
are-
growing.
I think we've missed one. We haven't fired one 40K tournament in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I've been here since your first one.
Yeah.
Hey, so quick question. Earlier tonight, I heard you say that you thought Sigmar is a great game.
Sigmar is a good game.
Yeah, I'm just why don't you play it?
I don't like fantasy. The
Play
medieval,
Caradon Overlords.
the medieval. I don't like the medieval.
Okay.
It's one of the things that me and my wife don't see eye to eye on. She loves D&D, and I'm like, I'd rather watch Star Trek, Star Wars.
No, I feel you on that. Yeah,
So you
I
like,
love all
I
of
got
it.
you.
I love
Yeah.
all of it.
I like the sci-fi more than I like the
To
fantasy.
answer
but,
Eli though, they will never move away from D6s. they tried that in second
Yeah,
edition, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just too hard. You got to
That's-
go
And
wholesale away
anyone
from
on
it, right?
That's
Facebook-
when is that when Terminators had like a 3-up save on a D8 or some shit?
3+ on 2d6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Which
in
is
second,
insane.
right? Also in second, you took every save you had. So if you
Oh
had,
my! Cover, invul, and armor.
so if you had if you had the right assassin, that assassin had a 4+ invul and dodge, a 3+ from the storm shield, a 3+ from the displacer field, all invuln, and then in Terminator armor a 3+ on 2d6. You had to fail all of them to take a wound.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not there.
And you got to remember the 2d6. You have to roll them one at a time.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
someone
too
someone
much.
comes along, and I don't even know if assault cannons were a thing, but it's like
Assault
it's
cannons
like
were insane.
Steve, that's awesome, man. We do pull a lot from for 40K specifically. We pull from like the Grand Rapids area. We pull from Sandusky, Ohio on occasion, Toledo, and then from Sigmar, we've had some guys come from Grand Rapids and from the Ann Arbor area. So
Lansing.
if you bring 4 to 6 guys with you, the event will definitely fire. Send me a message on the Facebook, and we'll try to set something up. Because if you guys are going to make that trip, I will.
put the word out.
Well, I will coerce local guys. Like, you have to be here. Like, these guys are willing to make that drive.
Yeah.
We got to try to put on a good event for them.
Well, you can always Jeff and his crew. If you're putting on a big Age of Sigmar thing,
Oh, yeah.
and you
Yep.
tell Jeff will bring his crew.
Yeah,
Then
these
they'll
guys
let-
are coming from
Yeah.
Columbus. You guys come down from Lansing.
Yeah, and you can.
The
you can
Detroit
organize
guys,
that.
I don't know how many of those guys you know, because they're literally only Sigmar.
Not many.
Brad and those guys, they got a nice group up there too. So
Brad needs to play Sigmar.
I don't want to play Sigmar.
I like Sigmar a lot.
It is so good. Such
I
a good
really
game.
need to get a Battle Tome army, man, because it's like
Sigmar is a good game. It is a good game. It
Yeah,
was
I
done
think-
well.
it
It's just a little bit. I don't know. It's
I
out
hear
of
you.
my.
I hear you.
Wheelhouse.
If the aesthetics don't draw you in, it's going to be hard to stay in a game.
Well, I could never play a 40k army that I didn't like looking at.
Yeah,
Like
and nor should you.
I play armies that I think look good.
I think that's the most important element to an army because, like let's say you bought you an army, right before the big FAQ, somebody let you do it, and you did it only because they were good. Now they're good in a different way, and you're like, okay, cool. I don't really care about this naked ghost elf. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because rules change. Like Necrons. You could have bought a 7th edition Necron army, and now you're like struggling.
Actually, Necrons won 2 majors on the East Coast.
They
No, I think
did.
Necrons
Necrons
are,
are creeping up.
I saw the first one. I didn't see the
I
second
feel
one.
like
I
they
saw them
are.
place in
Their lists are very.
I
one,
don't want to say a sleeper,
one
trick
trick
pony.
pony.
Yeah, they are a sleeper.
but they've got they don't have a whole lot. They're not like they used to be. So 7th edition Necrons, everything was good, right?
yeah.
I mean, maybe with the exception of flayed ones.
No, those actually weren't all that bad.
Yeah, no
either.
one runs flayed ones right
Sixth
now.
edition. 6th edition. Everything was good. 6th edition was the broken edition.
Was
for
that
Necrons.
was that when they were playing with the 3rd
They were
edition
super good
codex
last
still?
edition too.
I
Or
don't
was it a
think
4th
so.
edition codex?
5th edition, I think.
Okay, I know that Dark Eldar and Necrons for a long time had old codexes,
Yeah.
and Necrons did well in multiple editions with an old codex.
Yeah.
It's probably why they had an old codex. They never needed an update or anything.
You realize that we've 8th edition is going to be 2 years old next month,
yeah.
and we've already had 24 codexes come out, and Yannari and Renegade Knight indexes, and a beta codex for Sisters.
Yeah. No, they've been good at
It's
churning
been
out the
wild.
content.
And
Well,
It's been really good, but
Warhammer World, Warhammer Fest, just happened in England a couple weeks ago when they released
the contrast.
contrast paints. They also had pictures of the Chaos Knight Codex.
Yeah,
oh,
which
that's
you-
right. Yeah, I forgot about
Those
that.
models look so cool.
And we all know that there is a Sisters Codex somewhere
Yeah.
on the horizon.
Yeah, it's supposed to be probably at the end of the year. or the
Otherwise, do we
beginning of
have
the next.
everybody then?
They've
believe
been
so,
saying before
pretty
the
much.
end of the year.
Oh, okay. So December.
Oh yeah, they'll be out.
So usually
yeah, I think it'll,
be out.
probably
It'll
be
be out
November, or
what,
December.
5 days after Christmas.
Yeah, 5 days after Christmas.
I think it's gonna. I think they'll sell well.
What will sisters?
Sisters.
I think they're gonna sell exceedingly
Well,
well.
yeah,
It's
they-
literally the most
I don't know how
asked
good
for
the
book.
codex is gonna be, but like people have been asking for those models for a very long time.
Well, they did put out the beta codex, and they've been doing that like
People don't-
like
aren't-
every
aren't
2
very
or
happy
3
with it,
weeks. Yeah, no, they're not. But
But that's
every,
the point of the
it's,
beta.
it's not
That's
very
the-
good.
That's
they,
the
they've
point of the
collected
beta.
a lot of
Problem
feedback,
for
and every
now.
2 or 3 weeks they put out that sisters bulletin. And if you read those, they talk
I
about,
don't.
hey, so this was feedback we got on this. we're thinking about changing it this way.
Oh, so they're
Or-
putting rules kind of.
not rules, but they're like, hey, we hear that you don't like how the thing works.
zipped.
He's just over here being quiet. we hear that you don't like how the faith system works,
Yeah.
so we're going to change it.
Space rattlings.
Yeah,
What
that
are you
was-
talking about? We have that.
That was
We have that.
Yeah, they're called ratlings.
So now that
yeah.
we're off of sisters,
Yeah, you know, I
Jason
don't.
share.
I gotta.
can't share.
I am not
It's okay.
interested in sisters at all.
I'm kind of honestly, I'm kind of like
I hope somebody around here gets them.
I'm
I
kind
really-
of
I really
interested
do.
just because there'll be that one army that I don't think anybody around here will collect. And which means I kind of like being the unique player with the,
What's
with
up,
the
Lloyd?
stuff, but
You mean you think that until like 4 other people pick it up because
then I
because
won't
I was
care.
like I'll do that with Deepkin, Mike.
I thought I was doing that
Like,
with
hey,
DK.
I'll do that with Admech.
yeah, no,
Now there's
but
5 other players, and I was like, hey. When I got into Sigmar, I was like, no one plays Sigmarines. I'll do it.
they also have they have the Imperium Wargear options that nobody uses. They have multi-meltas, melta guns, heavy flamers, like stuff that never gets used. Heavy bolters are sometimes hit or miss in some armies, but yeah, it would be kind of cool. And then they have 9-point troop choices with 3-up saves,
We'll
which
see
would be
if
great.
we'll see if that changes.
Yeah,
But
I
in
don't
any
think
case,
so,
I would like to paint them. I mean,
yeah, I mean that would be cool too.
the contrast paints, man. White.
I literally
And
could
black.
not plug those things enough. The black,
look amazing.
They really
the
do.
white. I haven't seen anybody paint the white. Have you?
Yes, I've seen the white.
Send
and
me
I've
a
seen the
link.
black.
I cannot find.
I like the way the black turns out.
The black turns out amazing.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone paint.
Are you
white.
gonna,
the
are you
only
gonna
thing I
scrub
didn't
your Death Watch too?
I don't know.
the only thing I didn't like about the black is you're gonna have to do multiple coats.
Not necessarily.
No, I mean not
Oh,
necessarily.
I saw
if you
someone
put
do
it over the gray, I think the primer you use helps a lot too. You know, if
Well,
you
yeah,
put it
so
over
you
like
wouldn't-
straight white, you'll probably need.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about you with their undercoating.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who were testing it out at, I think it was Warhammer Fest. What they were doing is they were having to put more than one coat over
If it was over the wraith bone,
yeah, exactly.
I think over the gray seer, I think it should be
it should be a much
should be
darker
good
tone.
with one.
Because like Jason was saying, the primer you put it under or
Yeah.
put under it has an enormous effect.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I did see Chris from Mini Wargaming put like Dark Angels red over black primer, and it looks awful.
Yeah,
you just
like,
cannot do it over
Dark
black.
Angels green.
Or,
No,
I'm sorry,
the
Blood Angel
contrast red.
No.
He put the contrast red over a black
It
primer.
just didn't look good.
Oh, okay.
And
So
did
it was
nothing.
red, right?
It was like look brown over black.
What was it? A red paint?
It was
Is what
Blood
I mean.
Angels red. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
Okay,
It
yeah,
said
you
Dark
just
Angels.
confused me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the
then,
Blood Angel red.
And then he put the same Blood Angels red over a Guardian that was primed white, and the model looked
Fantastic.
done.
No, I can.
Yeah,
it
it
looked
did.
done.
He was like boom, boom, boom. He did
No.
like the torso and one arm, and it was like
No, I
was literally done.
I can completely see on why you,
you could
wouldn't do
literally just
black.
put it on the table.
But yeah,
I'm really curious because I'm going to use it on my Eldar.
Yeah, you
but I
should.
don't know.
I'm gonna use it on
fa-
all my Marines that I haven't finished yet. So.
I haven't seen a lot done on vehicles. Have you?
No, I haven't seen anything.
A
done
lot
on
of it's been
vehicles.
now. The biggest vehicle I think I saw was the Death Guard thing.
Like Burst Crawler?
No,
The Blight Hauler.
Blight Hauler,
Oh,
and it looked okay.
well, yeah, I am.
But it's
I'm
hard
a
to
little,
tell because they didn't finish it.
yeah,
you
I'm
know,
a little
they didn't-
concerned about the
I'm happy enough with the
the
parts that I
flat,
saw.
non-rounded
That's fair.
surfaces, kind of
I
like
think
a
as
Rhino or
long as you're
something.
now, if you try to paint a tank with the speed of 10 or 20 guys,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll look bad. But I think if you're mindful and don't let it pool, I think you'll be okay.
Personally,
it also,
I'm probably just gonna airbrush all that stuff.
well, if you have
also,
an airbrush, I think
they
that's probably
talked about
still your
how
easiest.
like you have to worry about tide marks way less than when you're working with a typical shade. So like that pooling, you don't have to worry about that as much.
Right.
No, but you're covering more of a surface, I think.
Yeah,
like
I
you're
mean-
covering more surfaces,
Now,
so
the
it's
contrast
probably
paints are
just
not
as
going to
much.
replace tidiness.
No,
like, 'cause
no,
if you're,
no,
if you're
they're
sloppy with them, your stuff's still going to look bad.
Yes.
Because
They'll look significantly better
They'll
than some
look-
of your other sloppy models.
yeah,
though.
but you can get the tide marks if you're just. And
Absolutely.
I paint really fast, and I don't paint well, so I'm worried that some of my stuff, like I'm going to ruin 10 guys before I'm like, oh crap.
I might
gotta-
even do some of my Legion stuff that's been.
I'll
great
tell you
this
what,
whole
man. I
time.
wish I would have had it for my stormtroopers.
Yeah, no
That
kidding.
white would have been way easier. I'm so mad I primed my death troopers. They're all black.
Strip them, man.
Dude, just
Can you
just,
strip primer?
I would just
Oh yeah. Soak them 24 hours in simple green.
I'm gonna. I'm just gonna get a big old bucket, like from Lowe's or something. I'll fill it
have you
full of
ever,
Simple Green. Take about 60 Marines and just shove them in there.
Have you ever tried Legion?
I have not tried Legion.
Legion's really
I have, however, tried the giant bucket. In fact, I stripped all 10,000 points of my towel.
Did it work
oh my
fine?
god.
Oh my goodness.
No,
All right.
it doesn't.
They were
affect
not
the-
that orange color initially.
It doesn't
right.
affect that plastic
Actually,
at all, right?
Not Simple Green.
Toothbrush.
Yep.
Yeah,
Toothbrush.
not for 100 Marines, man. I mean, I will do all of them.
oh, Lloyd
It's
just
just
hit us
60
with 3.
bolt gun Marines for now that need to get fixed. Although I don't think I'll touch my assault Marines. Those look pretty good.
Yeah, I think flat panels may be the weakness, especially if you're rushing.
I have some Razorbacks and Rhinos at home that I'm going to test them on just to
Okay.
see. Because if they don't come out good, I'm going to leave my vehicles airbrushed
Okay.
and
That's actually a good idea.
Let me
'cause I
know
do
how.
have some
Let me know how
Rhinos
it
and
turns out for
Razorbacks
you,
in the
because
back.
I'm.
and again the washes and stuff come off real easy in the Simple
Mm-hmm.
Green, so I'm assuming the contrast will as well.
Oh yeah, well it's
Yeah.
a super. It is a thinner paint.
Well,
I plan
and
on
the
doing my
contrast
Doom
is
crawlers with it.
the contrast is formulated different. Also,
It is.
remember that like the term they use is hydrophobic, so like you cannot add water
Scared
to
of
them.
water.
Yeah, you
'cause
cannot.
It breaks them down.
Yeah, it repels. Okay.
That's why they have their own contrast medium
Yeah.
that's different from
Okay.
like the Lamian medium
Okay.
because they're
Wait, so you can't get them wet?
You
don't
can't-
wanna use
can't,
water.
You can't mix
No
water
water.
with them.
Okay.
It'll be like a water and oil reaction.
yeah, and you
Yeah. So they won't mix, right?
Yeah, when
it'll
you-
repel each other.
Well, no, they won't repel. It'll break down the.
okay.
It'll break down the contrast.
I always
paint.
thought hydrophobic just meant they repelled each other.
Not well, not yeah, but that's not exactly what they were saying.
Okay. All
So
right.
what do
So
you,
don't
what do you
get
do
your
before
models
you
wet.
apply it? Do you,
Got it.
Well, I mean,
rinse
now
your
if you have some
brush?
water in your brush, it's not now if you're,
No,
you don't want a soaking wet brush. but-
Basically, you just brush it off.
yeah.
Towel, paper towel, whatever
Yeah,
you use
whatever
to
you're
dry
using.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think that combining these with dry brushing and edge highlighting is going to like people
Well-
are going to take these things to the next
Well,
level.
that's what
Oh,
they
definitely.
displayed, right? They said for battle ready, you do the whole thing in contrast,
Yep.
and then when you want to be parade ready, and these are their definitions. If you want to be parade ready,
Did
you
they
would-
have that
Yeah.
distinction?
The-
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't see
they
that
did
one.
Yeah,
all at
it-
the same time.
Yeah.
didn't see that
So if you want to be parade ready, you either do a dry brush highlight or you do a
Edge highlight?
Yeah, an edge highlight. Thank you. So yeah,
And adding details, of course, will always be a thing. so-
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
You always highlight or do the shoulder pads.
I want to see
you-
someone paint Space Marine eyes, which is contrast paint.
Not
You
gonna happen.
I mean, you
I
just
saw
shouldn't
people
do
do it
that.
with bloodletter. The bloodletter glaze.
Really?
Now this is not like next level. This is like I want to get on the table quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I did my stormtroopers
Okay.
eyes.
I
took
see.
Nuln oil and boop boop.
Yeah.
But there's no way I'm getting in there with a black paintbrush.
especially,
white surface,
especially,
there's no
especially
way.
surrounded by white. Yeah,
no,
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 kidding.
that's the best. To me, that's the best way to do it. It pools in the eye socket and dries, and now you're.
Well, I've always just really carefully with the old.
You're a braver man than I.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Hey,
I think it was Evil
I do
Sense
that-
Scarlet or something.
I do that
Just
in the
do
eyes of all my Scutari, even
Mm-hmm.
though when they're on the table, you can't tell. You're up here, they're down here, but all of them have. I do moot green in their
Mm-hmm.
eyes, and then I take the red, or I'm sorry, the green spirit stone, whatever it is.
Do the
And,
glaze.
yep, I dab in both of them, which apparently those are going away. So,
The spirit stone colors?
well, you said.
Oh no,
you
those
said
are
the glaze-
technicals.
No,
excuse
the
me.
glazes. The,
Are those technicals?
Yeah, those
They're
are technicals.
technical.
Yeah,
Okay.
the spirits.
That's like the
it's
only
all
way
the
to get
gem
the-
ones that came out
yeah,
for.
the gemstone colors?
Yeah.
I take that.
They
and I
need a
put it
purple
in-
gemstone color. I don't know what the hell they're waiting
They
on.
need
Well,
like
hey,
a-
they have that.
they need a bunch
Oh,
of
you know what though? There's
that-
a clear purple color from Forge World, so that'll essentially be.
Well, there's also like.
my Eldar getting purple gemstone,
is it
baby.
is it Drukari Violet?
Drahuchi Violet's the
Drahuchi.
Drahuchi.
What'd you call me?
No, it's the there's a
The
contrast.
shade.
There's a contrast purple.
Oh yeah. Oh, those purples are beautiful.
Yeah. Why are there so many browns? There are 9 browns
Well, some of
in
them
the
are
contrast line.
technically flesh colors too. Like Gilliman brown is like, or Gilliman flesh is a brown shade,
Mm-hmm.
but or a brown color, but it's for flesh.
Okay. It's like it's more of a flesh tone than it is. Yeah, there's probably a lot of like those really high or dark oranges and stuff like that too.
Apparently, orange is a really hard color to do.
Orange and yellow.
Well, it'd be
are
like
the
yellow,
worst.
yeah.
They don't have a lot of options for them in the.
I don't think there's a
the line.
lot to do though. Like they have 2 yellows, and I think there's 2 oranges.
I need something orange.
What's that?
I need something orange. I haven't painted anything orange.
I painted my Dragon and Sigmar orange, and Jake called it a Charizard, and it's been as soon as it was done.
That's your fault.
I
invented a dragon
and
orange.
I
he
didn't
has
even think he was like,
refused-
"Hey, nice Charizard." I was like, "Oh my god!"
He like doesn't play with it now.
Well, to be fair, I play Free People right now. It's in the case. It's the only orange dragon in
It's
there.
the only Charizard.
Charizard. That makes me happy.
Well, at one point with that army, I was gonna have a black, white, and an orange one. But I was like, man, black and white are hard to paint. Now,
Yeah, I mean that.
this is
that
not
might
the
be the first
contrast
thing I
paint
try out.
show. It's just I dream
Super
about
excited.
contrast paint.
Well, it's the.
excited.
I mean, it's the next big release. To
Well,
drop
but
from
really,
GW,
it's like
so.
a new edition. They're treating it just like when 8th edition came out.
Oh, kind of.
Because 8th edition in 2017. Last year was Sigmar 2nd edition in June, and now the contrast paint. And now next year,
Ninth
9th edition will be in June.
Well,
It looks pretty decent, right? Like that's
Supposedly.
without contrast.
You need like some fire on the end of his tail.
there you
And
go.
then you'd be done.
Yeah.
Get a guy up there with a backwards hat.
I want to be the very best.
Another thing to bring up is Ian and the
Oh yeah, you want to talk about the
Warhammer
Golden
Ann
Rhino?
Arbor. Yeah, Golden Rhino, which is sold out again.
That's awesome. They do it at the
60-man
library up in
60-man event. Yep, and it's sold out again. There is technically one spot still available.
What spot is that, Jason?
It happens to be my partner spot.
So Golden Rhino is a team
Team event.
hobby-focused tournament.
Hobby focused, yes.
You have to have a fully painted army,
5-color minimum.
5 color. That is wild. Now I wonder how they're going to treat contrast paints with those color minimums.
They said no change.
No,
It's
for this year. I'm talking maybe going forward because like one
No, they-
contrast color looks better than
Well, you're going to get your highlights and other things in there,
Right.
so you'll have your additional colors. It'll be a little bit easier to hit that 5-color.
right.
Last year, me and my partner won the Golden Rhino.
The Alpha Leech does look good. Oh, you and Mr.
Mr. CK.
Cholong Kim.
Yep, and
Wow, that's
the-
his name, bro.
the Golden Rhino, by the
Wow.
way, just in case for those of you who don't know, it's a completely raffle event. You get raffle tickets and you get to place them in prizes. And then they pick winners out of each of the different prizes you want. They had a full Custodes army that they gave away last year.
That's awesome.
I won off a raffle a Forge World Astreus tank.
that's awesome.
Didn't you bring it like
I
to
did.
our next tournament?
I did. And they honestly they had probably close to $3,000, maybe $4,000 worth of prize
That's
support.
awesome.
So for a raffle event, it's an amazing event. Again, it's a hobby-centered event. There's a post on the Warhammer and Age of Sigmar Facebook page
Yep.
where if you would like the opportunity to play with me at that event and you are not a big-time tourney player, basically they're going to do a raffle for anybody who wants that free spot.
Cool.
It's really cool. I would like to get up to that. That just 5 color minimum, man. That's tough on somebody like
Yeah.
like we played our game today. I had headless Eldar with no arms.
Well, and again,
well,
it's
you
it's
have
a
a new army too.
it's a community
Yep.
event and it's building the Warhammer community. They want people to have painted armies. They
Yeah.
want people to do those things. And it's a fun event. They don't want people bringing just destructive lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're going
And from what I understand, there was some of that last year to the point where Ian had to put out a video, right? After the aftermath of that.
Yes. Though, from what I understand, the 2 people were involved, or maybe 2 teams were involved, where they weren't welcomed back because of not only they brought like abusive lists, but the colors and
They were
the
very,
behavior.
very close to
Yeah.
the. You're like, are you sure that that's not just null? No, that's black with null on it.
Yeah.
Like kind of thing. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just remember watching the video.
It was a little bit of controversy.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the internet now, every 40K event has tons of controversy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it
I mean,
seems to
even
be-
Glass City last year, there was the final table. Apparently, the one guy was cheating. But I mean, if you've ever been on the final table of a 100-person event,
Nope.
you top table, you may make mistakes and just not even think about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, after that many rounds of play,
Right.
you know, because that's 2 days. That's
2 days.
Is that 5 rounds?
5 rounds.
Are you considering doing a 6th round
No.
for 100 players? Oh,
Glass
you do
City-
the mini. You do the mini brackets.
I do the
on
mini
day
brackets
2.
on day 2. Yeah, and so
So
everybody
that
gets
makes it a lot
bracketed.
easier.
Glass City's amazing. Also, we gave away almost $4,000 this last year.
That's awesome.
We give top prize to every bracket, and then lowest point total, and best overall, and best general, and best painted, and best sportsman,
Yep.
and
Now that is hosted right at the Game Room in Toledo.
Yes, it is.
That was our first store. And I think it's super important to support these stores because I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm sure you guys have, but in the last 6 months, we've lost at least 4 stores.
Yes.
In our region.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One in
there's been-
Toledo is closing like this month at the end of the
Yeah.
month, right? There's one in Lansing closing at the end of the month. What's that? Fortress. Up in Lansing. Imperium Games closed
Imperium.
around Christmas time, and then was it Get Your Game On
Yep.
in Ann Arbor? And I want to say there's another one, but like,
The barracks.
well, yeah, the Barracks
That was
closed.
before we opened, I think.
Yeah, that closed back. Well, they in 2016, I think. But
Really?
yeah,
I didn't even know they were.
You're
wow.
right. It is very important to support all the local stores, even if it's just coming up, getting into a league, paying the league fees, playing in the tournaments. Because even just playing in the tournaments, some of the money still goes to the store.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, and
yeah.
then people are in your store. When people come by, Saturdays is a perfect example. When you got, between 8 and 20 players in here, people are like, well, what the hell's going on? And it's just important for the health of the hobby.
Yep.
And none of these hobbies can function without a local game store.
No.
Like
No,
Ian runs the
especially with
Warhammer Ann
events.
Arbor store.
And Ian has a great community up there. Between his store and your store, I think the two communities are great. The Game Room Toledo has a very large community. Unfortunately, because of how large that community is, it's fractured into 3 separate groups. So,
Well, there's always egos,
Oh, yeah.
that you got to manage. I know from working on the league schedule, that there's things you got to do to make sure that things run smoothly. But if you don't support the local stores, you don't have those leagues. You know what I mean? You don't have the ability to, you don't have a silly podcast like this and whatnot. But
Or free to use terrain and tables
Yep.
or anything like that. Yeah.
now we're not going anywhere. Acropolis is doing fine. We're not. This isn't a prelude. It's just know that there are people that have been doing it for a long time. All those
Yeah.
stores were open for a lot longer than
Support
us.
is important.
Yeah, but people get run down. No, the Game Room is not closing. I was just saying that there are stores that are closing.
No, the game room's probably doing really well.
the Game Room was my first gaming store. And I started well over 20 years ago.
I shouldn't say it was our first because
Mind
Games was our very first,
and that's
Yeah.
no longer around.
Toledo-
No, they've
the
been
Game Room
closed
was
for
our
many,
first
many,
40K
many
store.
years.
Yeah, that's where Game Room was where we first got into
Yep.
40K. That's when we were introduced.
In fact, I really believe that if the game room didn't exist, this store would not exist. We would not have
yes,
gotten into 40K.
That is the truth.
Which 40K is
that might
what
be true.
birthed this store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
and,
true.
And even then, he's exactly right. He doesn't know how to play.
And I know, I just let you guys know, I'll probably share this video with both Ian and Daryl.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because, this last section talking about supporting the stores, it is very important.
Yeah,
and all
absolutely.
the communities need to see it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's all the stores, So like that's why we're talking about the Glass City GT that's at the Game Room. There's
And
enough.
Golden Rhino with Ian. And
Yeah, there's
your
enough
events and everything else.
There's
yeah.
enough
Time between
hobby.
events.
There's enough hobby dollars to go around to make sure everybody functions and
Yeah.
is able to make a living, and there's a place for you to play, and just you put it out of your mind, and then all of a sudden one of your favorite stores is closing, or you know what I mean. So just make sure you support and support them all, and we've had a really good time with that. People coming from all over the place. They buy, even if it's something little, So, any other parting words on contrast paints or any other events that we didn't cover? Or
The order form is up for the contrast paints.
the order form. That is
And
not why I brought
the-
up the
yes,
the store closing, but yes,
the
the order
fifth-
form for the contrast paint is live.
The 15th is our contrast paints demonstration.
And it's
Day?
the day they launch too.
Yes,
It's the
yes,
day they
it's
actually
the
come
day-
out for
the day
purchase.
they launch. We're going to have some stations set up with a few models and a handful of the paints
Yep.
that anyone can just bring. You
we
can even
will
bring
have
in your
every
own
paint.
model.
We will have every paint available
Yep.
for you to try. Feel free to bring your own models. They
And-
have to be primed a light color.
Also, I think are we going to have brushes or should?
Yes, we'll have brushes. If you prefer to bring your own brushes, that's totally fine too. Basically, you can bring all your own stuff and then just use the contrast paints to give them a shot.
I'm going to be bringing some of my own models. I want to test some of these out. I'm really excited.
Paint If you bring your
There's-
whole army
I don't
to
think there'll be
paint
enough
your-
paint.
That might be against. Remember the whole support. That might be against the
Hey,
intention
Tim, we're
of
out
a
of
free
white.
event.
Break out another.
Yeah,
another
break it
pot.
out, Tim.
Mike's over here just like on his turtle.
It's not a dip.
My turtle is just fine.
Yeah, so
No,
that,
it's
that
like
should
his
be a lot
actual
of fun.
pet turtle.
That should be a lot of fun. And I think we're probably going to have a deal or two that
I
day.
am
So
so
keep an eye out
excited
for it.
I'm pumped.
Mm-hmm.
You
We'll
need to
have
be
him by the
there. I don't
12th.
care what you say.
You can't
Show
use
up.
them until the 15th.
Well, I'm technically
look-
off
you
work
might
till
be able to look
August,
at
so I might show up again. Depends on whether the wife lets me out or not.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you very much for watching, Jason. Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it. Thanks for the games today.
Ted, we will have all of them on hand.
We will have
to
every
buy.
paint in the range
But we should,
to buy
On
and to
the
try
15th.
on the 15th. So make
Since
sure
the
1-5.
15th is 2 weeks away, I think you guys should make a pledge right now to not talk about them next week.
there's
on the
no
show.
way that's going to happen because there's people that have them online, and I'm watching videos of them, and I'm like, oh my god, they could do that.
We'll keep it to like a 5 or 10 minute
You're gonna have to,
segment,
you're gonna have
maybe.
to stop clock him.
It's not a bad idea. We can do. Tony can do that.
Yeah, I can
we
probably,
should
find,
do
I can probably
segments,
find some
but,
way of doing it.
Yeah, we should. I
We'll
mean,
do some videos,
It's not
too, with-
continuous outrage if we plan anything.
That's
That's
You
true.
can just share videos to Facebook, man. Like everybody sees them.
I know, but
You
I
don't have to talk about it.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Jason. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next week. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, if we're still live, they asked when
can-
the demo was. That
oh.
is at noon on the 15th.
You're on the 15th. Okay.
Check Facebook.
Facebook.